All right, shalom, shalom, shalom. All right, shalom, 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 Yasharala, Israel. This is your brother Muad coming to you again with another lesson. Lord willing, this will be edifying to those of you who are tuning in. But before we get started, let's give all glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the teachers, elders, and apostles of Great Millstone. Also to you, brothers, so they're putting up this truth. Faithfully, fearlessly feeding the sheep, and to you, brothers and sisters tuning in. Shalom. And the inspiration for this lesson today, and I'm streaming live on Akim.com, is what took place on Sunday when me and the brother of Rayab was out there in East El Paso, ministering on the streets and the highways and the byways. And of course, you had a Jake that stopped by, and you see the picture in the background concerning with this particular Jake, and his Eve, his princess in his car. And again, we deal with the attitudes of these Hebrew Israelites, so-called Blacks, Native Americans, Latinos, those who are still in the world and not connected to this truth in how they approach, okay, the servants and the friends of Yahushua Mashiach on the highway and the byway, who's diligently teaching this lesson and spreading this gospel, amongst the hopefully lack of Yasharala Israel, and to warn the two-thirds, the great Babylon America is not to be trusted and it's going to be destroyed. Let's start off with our first scripture here. This is the book of James 4 and verse 4, and it says, Ye adulterers and adulteress, know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with power, who the world called God? Whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world is an enemy of power of God. Okay. So the thing about Jake Dam, when you dealing with Jake Dam is that, you know, they see this okay, so he pulled up there and he said his moms believe, that in the Hebrew Israelite. His moms believe in the Hebrew Israelite. Well, this is not a belief, okay, in the Hebrew Israelitism, okay, or whatever they want to call it. This is a belief in Yahushua Mashiach as our Savior, who's going to return and destroy this doggone peckerwood, Edomite, Esau, the so-called white man. Okay, we are to believe that he died for us for our sins, and he's going to return to redeem us, okay, from the hands of our oppressor. We're to believe in Yahweh Shem Yahushai, okay, the Most High, his Father, who sent him, okay, to go die, okay, for the hopefully lack of Yasharala, Israel, so-called Blacks and Americans and Latino, okay, the only chosen nation on this entire earth and creation, okay, out of 18 tribes, us, so-called Blacks, Native Americans, Latino. So we are very special people. That is who you are to believe in, not in Hebrew Israelism. We're not, you know, those guys from the 60s, those are Islamic or Muslim or, marching for some, cause here in Great Babylon, America. No, we are raising our voice against Monsieur and letting them know that it's going to be destroyed. Let's go into the book of Isaiah 54 and start with verse 14. And it says, In righteousness shall thou be established. Thou shalt be far from oppression, for thou shalt not fear, and from terror, for it shall not come near thee. Behold, they shall surely gather together, but not by me. Whosoever gather together against thee shall fall for thy sake. Now, I'm going to pause right there before I move on, okay? Because there's a common thing that you'd see with these jakes that approach the camps, and is that they have this fear of the so-called white man. They have the fear of their oppressor. They have a fear of the man, okay, that has had that yoke of iron around our neck, okay, and continues to oppress us with threats, okay, and violence, okay, and being a hypocrisy in his own justice system here in Great Babylon, America. So Jake them having no belief and no faith, okay, will constantly have that I am going to entertain what you're saying for the sake of I have nothing else to do but stop buying my car. But in reality, their fate is really in so-called white man Esau. And it says, Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work, and I have created the waster to destroy. No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper, and every tongue that shall rise up against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn. This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, and their righteousness is of me, said the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. So this is what we know. This is the reason why we can boldly go down the highway and the byway. We deal with what hundreds of cars that goes by in that particular area that we're in. It's one of the most busiest roads out there in East El Paso. Now, a lot of the brothers, they go on the different cities, they go on busy roads too. Um, so all of us have that belief, okay, that trust in the Lord Yahweh Shema Shah, because he said it right there and then that he created, okay, the weapons of destruction. He created things that can hurt us, things that can do harm to us, okay, and he controls it, and he controls the people that he used to create those things. Okay, so we don't have that fear of Esau because why? Unless the Lord Yahushua Mashiach, okay, has deemed as set it so that we are put to death by this man, we don't have nothing to worry about. Okay, only the Lord can take our lives from us. So we go there very bold. I honestly, I'm just telling you, there's not a day that I worry when I go on that highway and the byway. I look forward to it. Okay, but Jake's them, they're gonna allow their salvation, okay, to be compromised because they have that fear, okay, of this man Esau, the Edomite, the so-called white man. Okay, let's go into the book of Mark 10, because again, when you look at it, this is what we are seeing here in Great Babylon, America, and particularly amongst those Jakes that consider themselves to be, well established, accepted, okay, in this abominable nation. Okay, this is Mark 10 and start with verse 17. And it says, Salakia, let's start off with verse 16. Nope, let's start off with verse 17, Salakia. And when he was gone forth in the way, this is talking about Yahushua Mashiach here, there came one running and kneeled to him and asked him, Good master, what shall I do that I may inherit eternal life? So here we are, is a Jake that's trying to smooth out the Yahushua Mashiach. Basically he was being a smart. That's the same way how these Jakes come out, to the camps and they're asking insincere question, they acting like as if they want to know, they come with some premeditated, idea of what we're there for. And it usually is in a more carnal mind state that they're in, because though they see when we speak about the destruction that's coming here on Great Babylon America, particularly the so-called white man's empire, okay, they connect that with violence and wonder why we can't have that peace that Martin Luther King talked about in the 1960s and 70s, in which our people always keep, walking around marching with a sign says, no justice, no peace, blah, 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 blah. So they're in that mindset. And it says, and Yahushua said unto him, Why callest thou me good? There is none good but one, that is power. Thou knowest the commandments: do not commit adultery, do not kill, do not steal, do not bear false witness, defraud not, honor thy father and thy mother. And he answered and said unto him, Master, all these I have observed from my youth. Continuing here, all these I've observed from my youth. Then Yahushua, beholding him, loved him, and said unto him, One thing thou lackest, go thy way, sell whatever thou hast, and give to the poor, and thou shalt have treasures in heaven, and come and take up the cross and follow me. And he was sad at that saying, and went away grieved, for he had great possession. And Yahushua looked around about and said unto his disciple, How highly shall they that have riches enter in the kingdom of power? And the disciples were astonished at his word. But Yahushua answered again and said unto them, Children, how hard is it for them that trust in riches and to enter into the kingdom of power? And this is what Esau has given to Jake's them. Okay, I think it was, I can't remember the name of the brother, but he put out a video today showing, that basketball player, King James LeBron or something like that, wearing a dress. And they'll do anything. I think it was Amon Abba put out a video the other day, talk about showing Tyler Perry, with Oprah. The other brother Menachem put out a video, talking about IUIC and ISUPK. The brother Azana Matt put out a video, and I can go on and on and on and on, because I do watch these brothers. These brothers are senior. They are elders to me, and I do learn from them. And they do put out videos that brings out all the folly here in Great Babylon, America, and other brothers too that I didn't mention. All of you who are sincere in this truth, you're doing the work of the Lord. Yahushua Mashiach, keep bringing out those videos, and we're pointing out, okay, the insincerity, okay, of our people here in Great Babylon. Now, when I say our people, it's because they're from the tribe of Israel, Yasharala, so-called Black Americans, Latino, but they're not, okay, in that, 1/3 hopefully lack, or at least their attitude or the behavior that they display doesn't display that of those who have turned to Yahushua Mashiach, okay? But you see right here, this is the trap that they're caught up in. So we have these jakes, and in particular, the jakes I'm talking about here on Sunday, pull up there. They've got things going well for them to get the hoochie mama on the side, on the side right there. I remember this Jake on Sunday goes, hey, you guys are thirsty. And, we were like, well, not really. He insisted that he's going to bring water for us. Well, we waited out there for an hour and a half for him to return after we were done with camp. He never came back and brought that water. And we know that his Uchi mama that was sitting next to him probably saying, screw them niggas. We don't need to bring no water out there like that. But he felt the need that as he was talking to us and we ministered to him, and mainly he was asking a lot of questions. We could tell that this guy probably, okay, we have to minister to the good and the bad. Okay, and the Lord decides who He's going to choose to be His elect. Okay, so we didn't view it as a waste of time, but clearly he felt like he owed us something or whatever the case of that. So the need to ask if we were thirsty and he would bring bottled waters, which he never did. Because why? His attitude is that of a nigga. Okay, that's what a nigga would do. He promises but don't deliver. Okay, uh, and this is the mindset of our people, because I can guarantee you, we were of the Caucasian persuasion, I should say. He would have jumped to this car and he'd have been so attentive, and he would have gone back and bought cakes and pies and water and all of that stuff like that. But again, the Lord chose what? The foolish things to confound the wise, and I don't think he's wise in any way, but he chooses not to listen. Let's go into the book of Isaiah, 31:3, because this is a thing that our people don't really kind of get here, and particularly you men, because you men, the Lord Yahushua Mashiach is going to hold you men accountable. Okay, you're the leader of your household. Okay, you're the Caesar of your household. You're the shepherd of your household, and you're leading your household astray by not coming into this truth. You're weak. Okay, this is Isaiah 31:3, and it says, "Now the Egyptians are men and not God." Okay, who are the Egyptians? The Egyptians is the Edomite, the so-called white man. Okay, in particular, we're talking about these elites. Okay, we're not really talking about your everyday Joe six-pack. And it says, "And their horse is flesh and not spirit. When the Lord, Yahweh Shemashah, shall stretch out his hand, both he that helpeth shall fall, and he that is hoping shall fall down, and they all shall fail together." So we know that Jakes, them who were putting on the panties and the skirt, you men who were putting on the panties and the skirt and the high heels, going out there prancing around, entertaining Esau, you know, having some sort of influence, okay, and our impressionable young youths here in Yasharala, Israel, so-called Blacks, Americans, and Latinos, okay, you are helping this man spread that the most abominable thing that the Lord despises, which is what? Sodomy. Okay, and this place is known as Egypt and Sodom. And what happened to Sodom and Gomorrah? It was destroyed with fire. Henceforth, a great Babylon, America, is going to be destroyed with fire. It is going to be known as the lake of fire. Okay, and you're going to be participating in that because you have helped, okay, the oppressor to oppress our people with the mind and also physically. Okay, so the Lord has made that promise, and we've come out and we've given you that warning that you should not be siding with this man, because this man is going into perdition. Okay, and if you side along with him, then you too will go into perdition. You will go into destruction, and you'll be brought back into the kingdom in your right mind. Okay, let's go into the book of Proverbs 29, verse 25. Because again, we gotta tell you Jakes, you big jabronis, especially you big buff, muscular, sound for, the Lord chose guys that were small and tiny, and we don't have no big muscle and super athletic and everything like that. Some of us, probably could have made it, in sports, like professionally, those, but especially you big overgrown apes, man. I'm gonna call you apes because it's really sad to see how y'all just bow down. LeBron James, why are you wearing a dress? Why? Why are you wearing a dress in high heels and panties? Unbelievable. The man, they can't make money without your talent, and yet so you don't know your own value. This is Proverbs 29, Proverbs 25. And it says, "The fear of man bringeth a snare, but whoso put his trust in the Lord Yahweh Shai shall be safe." Many seek the ruler's favor. That's what you're doing. You're trying to seek the ruler's favor. Okay. This is what you see why they come up to the camps and they have, they abhor what we are talking about, because we are going against the grain. We are going against okay, what they call the normal here in society for a Negro, which is what? Sag your pants, be a Negro, dance and prance for massa, okay? And look at people who were created to be the bottom of the 18 tribes as your savior and as your master, until you die, because y'all have this YOLO type mentality, okay? A YOLO, you only live once type mentality. So why don't we just use that time, that one life that we have to live, to serve the so-called white man? And this is what y'all do, okay? And it says, many seeks the ruler's favor, but every man's judgment cometh from the Lord Yahweh Shemai Shai. So let me read that again. It says, many seek the ruler's favor. Who's the ruler? The so-called white man. But every man's judgment coming from the Lord Yahweh Shemai Shai. So Esau's judgment is going to come from the Lord Yahweh Shemai Shai. We already told you he's going to fall, and if you help him, you will fall with him. All right. So there's no need to fear this man. It says, an unjust man is an abomination to the just, and he that is upright is in the way of the abomination to the wicked. So we, as a righteous man going on the highway and the byway, an abomination to the wicked. Reason why we get those glares from those Edomites, because when they take a look and they see, the Amalekites on the chart, who we have labeled as the wicked, with a big mushroom cloud, in World War III, to know that these are the people that are going to be the one, instrumental in starting World War III. But that's by the Lord, Yahweh Shemai Shai, who's going to make that happen. Okay, these people kind of looking at us because this is a great fear to them. Okay, they realize that, wait a minute, there are those of us who don't agree with them, who are not willing to be pacified, Negroes holding their hands and joining hands with them. We are servants of Yahushua Mashiach. We are out there to do a job that we were raised our entire life to do, which is what? Preach against this place, the destruction. That's it. And so these people see what we're doing, okay, is not right in their sight, and this is a great fear to them, okay, because what they're doing, which we are calling out, is an abomination in our sight, and is abomination to the Lord, and the Lord has what? Made it very clear that we are to let them know that he's not pleased. Okay, let's go into the book of Job 15:20-25, because we have to let Jake know, okay, look, it's gonna end. Okay, this is the book of Job 15 and verse 20. Start verse 20 says, the wicked man traileth in it with his pain all his days, and the number of years is hidden to the oppressor. Okay, so Esau really don't know really when he's going to be destroyed. He knows his time is short, but he does the exact time he doesn't know. So again, the party continue to go on. They're preparing the MOTB, the mark of the beast, to come out. They're preparing a cashless society. All these nations combined together. They have the AI technology already in existence. Okay, and they're about to ready to pounce on the inhabitants of the earth, the people who have the mindset of this future that's never ending, under the rulership of the so-called white man, the wicked, okay, of the earth. And it says, a dreadful sound is in his ears. What's that dreadful sound? That's us. We are telling you, no, it's not going to go that way. You're not going to reach 2050. No, your time is short, and we're measuring the time. So the MOTB, the market, the beast, the microchip is right around the corner, because you have the technology to do it. You're going to the cashless society. And when that is implemented, when you think your belly is full, okay, the Lord is going to crush you, crush you, crush you, as you think that you are going to have the whole world hostage under your wickedness. No, the Lord is going to crush you. So guess what? You're hearing a dreadful sound that we're letting the whole world know. No, don't believe what this man is saying. This man is full of crap. He is absolutely full of crap. Okay, do not trust in him. Okay, but in particular, we were only talking really to the 130 elect of Yahshua Israel, so-called Black Americans and Latino, who will hearken, okay, who will hear the voice of Yahshua Hamashiach, because what? His sheep hear his voice. The rest of you people, you're hearing the music that Esau is singing to you, that crap, okay, the lies. And it says, he believeth not that he shall return out of darkness, and he is waited for of the sword. He wandered abroad for bread, saying, where is it? He knoweth that the day of darkness is ready at his hand. So Esau already know that. Okay. Now he doesn't want you to know that he knows that, because he wants, the only way he can have control over you is to have control over your mind. Okay, and to believing that he has everything, he has your best interest, and he has everything under control. And it says, trouble language shall make him afraid. They shall prevail against him as a king ready to do the battle. Okay, and everything that they try is not going as planned. They are going to try to roll out this Fed um, digital, way of playing things this summer. Guess what? The Lord is gonna If it's not time to roll up, the Lord is going to stop that, and then they'll go, oh, we'll bring it out in January. Oh, we'll bring it out next spring. See, okay. They try to do a whole lot of things, but they're not on the timeline of man. They're on the timeline of Yahushua and Mashiach. And while this gospel is being preached and his ministry is still moving forward, okay, the elect has to be sealed before the Lord brings that utter destruction that Esau is so afraid of. Okay, and it says, for he stretched out his hand against power and strengthened himself against the Almighty. Okay, so this man is stretched out. We know, we know he changed the image. Making himself to be the Mashiach and also Yahweh Shemashai and also the prophets and this man is such a joke because he's a child. Okay, and just like a child does when things don't go their way, they go into temper tantrums. That's what he's doing. Okay, let's go into the book of Proverbs 3:31 now. We have made it very clear that you are not to follow the ways of these people. Okay. Now we have to live here, get paid bills until there's no more time to pay bills and they kick us out and chase us and persecute us. We know Jacob's trouble is right around the corner. But this is a thing that's a warning that we let you know that Yahushua Mashiach has told us to let you know. And it says, this is Proverbs 3:31. It says, envy thou not the oppressor and choose none of his ways. For the fraud is an abomination to the Lord Yahweh Shemashai, but his secret is with the righteous. So his secret is with us. When we stand out there and we are talking to you, we're going to walk up to your car in the blazing hot sun or in the cold or the dust storm in our eyes. Okay, we are letting you know that the fraud is an abomination to the Lord Yahweh Shemashai, what this man does. The ways that you're following, your woman dressed like a whore. Okay, you have black lips like you are going smoking dope. You're slurring because you've been drinking and smoking dope, and your car smell like weed. Okay, I mean, and you just think that you're just a smart ass. You have no clue, okay, that you basically been marked that day. Okay, and this goes for any of you, Jacob, that think that this is a joke that you can stop by and think you can get your entertainment for the day. Hey, bro, I see y'all out here all the time. Yeah, and your point is what? Okay, how does that going to help you if you see us out here all the time? You don't stop to get the word, and you sincerely don't believe in the Mashiach. It's not going to do you any good. So what has happened is you've gotten mocked. Okay, you've proven, okay, what we've always said all the time, that you're just niggas. Okay, this is the book. Let's go into the book of this is the book of Proverbs 3 and Salakia, we're going to continue on with that. It says, the curse of the Lord Yahweh Shemashai is in the house of the wicked, but he blessed the habitation of the just. Okay, so he blessed the habitation of the just, but his rod is on these wicked. It says, surely scorneth the scorners, but he giveth grace unto the lowly. And we are lowly. Okay, we're humble in the spirit to go there and do the work. We are. I don't know how to say it. It's like, imagine, that's why we say ourselves as a hopefully elect. We dare not say ourselves above that. Imagine that the Lord chose you, the Hamashiach chose you, the King chose you, the creator of the universe chose you to go and do his work. The same way that the Father sent him to go do the work. And he said he was on his what? Doing the work of his Father. He's on the business of his Father. Yeah, we are doing the work of the Hamashiach. Okay, and imagine, getting a position and like that, given that level of responsibility. Okay, but see, Jake, them, of course, with on the Esau, they want to, they well, Psalms 62:10 says, trust not in oppression and become not vain in robbery. If riches increase, set not your heart upon them. Why do they say that? Okay, because the judgment is on Great Babylon, America. Okay, trust not oppression. We are under oppression. We're in spiritual Sodom in Egypt. Okay, this man is oppressing us. Even if you have a job, you're oppressed. Even if you don't have a job, you're oppressed. Even eating the food is oppression because it's all chemical diluted food to do what? To put you to death. Okay, all of his medicines could send you, okay, or delete your life. Okay, this is what we're in. We're in oppression and robbery. He took the stand from God. Okay, and everywhere he goes with the sword, he's a robber and an oppressor. So Jake, why are you trusting in a robber and an oppressor? Okay, that's why I said trust not in oppression, become not vain in robbery. If riches increase, that's in your heart upon him. Why? Let's go and find out exactly why, because we're gonna close out with this. We've told Jake, okay, what's gonna happen? If you help Esau, you're gonna be destroyed. Okay, Esau is going to be destroyed. He's a son of perdition, so he is set up to be destroyed. Okay, he is going to go and change for 1,000 years. I'm pursuing the Obadiah 1:18. Okay, uh, and let's bring that out. Okay, because see, This is critical here, and I want Jacob to understand this. Let's go to the book of Obadiah, because this is one thing that we always bring out, okay, of what the future of Esau is all about, okay? And let's bring it out here. And it says, and the house of Jacob, which is Yahshua Allah, so-called blacks and Americans, Latinos, should be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau, the so-called white man, okay, for stubble, and they shall kindle them and devour them, and there shall be not any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord Yahweh Shai has spoken it. Imagine that. A man that thought he got away with murder, kidnapping, and rape, okay, is going to be what? Deleted for eternity. Okay, now let's go back. Okay, now, remember I read about trust not in oppression and become not trust not in oppression. You know what? I don't want to butcher it. Let's go back into Psalm 62:10. It says, trust not in oppression and become not weighing in robbery. If riches increase, set not your heart upon them. Now, why did the Lord say that? Let's go and take a look at it, because see, we got a lot of proud jakes that walk up there. And the assumption of most jakes, when they see us out there, they think that you're poor, you know, to American standard, meaning that you live in a shack and you're homeless, you're uneducated, you can't barely read or write, so you have to have the Bible in your hand, because that's what dumb poor people do, is have a Bible in their hand and stand up on the street corners and stuff like that, but panic. And see, they have a low state of mentality. Why? Because they're a low state. Okay, so they don't research anything before they actually look, and they judge just based on what their ignorance have taught them all their life. Okay, this is Isaiah 3:1. It says, for behold, the Lord of hosts, Yahweh Shemel Shai, doth take away from Jerusalem and from Judah the stay and the staff and the whole stay of bread and the whole stay of water. Listen now very carefully, because what's happening? The Lord is going to hit our pockets, our plates, and our mind. The rest of the nation is going to be on God, because they're going to see this. And actually, this is happening right now as we speak. As there an extensive amount of eviction that's going on. Jake them all have a pot to piss in. They're overextended. These stores that are closing down, most of your employees are going to be from the tribe of Israel, Yasrala, so-called Black Americans, Latino, because those are the only type of work you get that doesn't require any actual skills. So guess what? Most of Jakes are unskilled in the society. So guess what? You're eliminated, okay, out of these employment, okay, at the beginning. What does it say? Last ayat in verse 5. And it says, the mighty man and the man of war, the judge and the prophet and the prudent and the ancient, the captain of 50 and the honorable man and the counselor and the cunning anticipator and the eloquent orator, and I will give children to be their princes, and babes shall rule over them. We can look at it quite. Eve rules over Jake, okay? And Esau is really a baby. Let's be realistic here. Esau is a baby with a lot of terrible tantrums. Okay, and when you deal with a baby, what happens? If they're not giggling or goo gagging like that, they start doing screaming and throwing things around, and that's Esau. Okay, so Jake, okay, trying to please the temper tantrum, red little devil, demon, Esau, the so-called white man, okay, will do anything to not hear that scream and get things thrown at him, or which you can uh, 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 you know you could compare that to being deleted or ostracized out of society. And this is the reason why so many will walk and get that MOTB, get that mark, okay? With the exception of those who the Lord deemed to be worthy to be saved out of it, which is his servants who has kept his word and his patience. So he's going to allow it some way, somehow, that you would not have to bow down, okay, to this man and try to please the wicked ruler of Great Babylon, America, and across this earth, which is Esau, the so-called white man. So that's why I wanted to bring out, because again, we have these are the days where Jake's think that they can continue to play games and don't understand the situation that we're in. And this is the reason why this video is entitled, Jake, consider the situation that we're in. This is not a time to play games here. Our enemy is watching us, and they're going to take their frustration out on you. The Lord is going to allow them to take that frustration on you because of what we are doing. We are the one making that dreadful sound in their ears, okay, day in, day out, okay, about the destruction of Great Babylon, America, and the captivity for 1,000 miserable, horrible, disgusting years that the so-called white man, the Edomites, is going to go through in slavery, and then doggone deleted out of existence altogether, and only have 17 nations left. So said the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. So Lord willing, you will edify, like to close up by giving all glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the teachers, elders, and apostles of great millstone, also to you, brothers, that they're putting on this truth faithfully, fearlessly feeding the sheep, and to you, brothers and sisters, that are tuning in. Shalom, DTA, and a ball soon. Very, very soon.